The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Elite Earners webinar. This is Karen Heaton, your host, and we are privileged to have Peter Chow join us to do the webinar training tonight. He's going to be talking about how to get your message heard and draw your ideal prospects to you all without selling. So I'm really excited to hear what he has to say. And I'll go ahead and let him introduce himself. So Peter, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. And then everyone out there, can you tell me if you can see his screen and hear us both okay? Just type yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Oh. Okay, you're on.
All right. Okay, let me just take a look at something. Wow, we already have 100 over people in the room. Wonderful. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me this time around. I'm totally blown away by your taking time off just to listen to another training on the Elite Earners webinar. I'm going to try to bring a lot of value to all of you, and this is based from my own experience. This is based on my what I have been executing. So you will see exactly what I'm doing, and you will be able to translate some of that for your own personal strategies and execute and bring some results to your business. All right. Okay, today's topic is jab, jab, jab. The secrets to being authentic and relevant in a noisy social world to draw in prospects without selling. Okay, that is a really big, a huge claim. This is really something that I totally believe in, because when I was in the zone of selling, as all newcomers tend to be, all I'm concerned about is my sale. MTTBs or IMFW registration numbers. You know, I've been so concerned about that. I've been so stressed by that. I'm just wondering the same thing as you guys have been wondering. The challenges that you're facing is the same thing. Okay, until I figure out something that has been working for me. And I'm going to show that to you right now. Okay, so just remember what jab, 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 and I will go into that a little bit later to explain these three little words. Okay, so the first thing is, before I even begin on this section, I'm going to show you the organization of my slides, how I've structured the presentation. Okay, I'm going to begin with looking at the questions I have gathered, because this is my fifth Elite Earners webinar. And before I embark on this particular session, I have posted up on my group and my page, and I'm asking people what they wanted to learn, what are the challenges they have been facing. So I've gathered collected quite a number of questions from you guys, and I'm going to structure something that will provide a different perspective for you when you approach the challenges that you're going to face. Okay, so we'll look into the questions. Then I'm going to start off with looking at the digital the landscape that we are in, and going straight into what are the clues that you can look at, because success leaves clues, right? So what are the things that is available to us for as a reference, and knowing what to look out for will gives you the formula for you to model after. Okay, all right, let me just click that, and then I'm going into my personal secrets. Well, it's actually no longer secrets, because I don't believe that there's any secrets at all. But whenever someone put the word secrets out on as a title, it actually have better conversion. It actually pulls people's attention more. So okay, one of the answers to the question is, how do you get more response and things like that, is to have the word secrets. Okay, you give away a free secret and people are interested in, that could be one of the answer. But this is all about my blueprint. I'm going to share with you exactly what I'm doing. And this is where I'm going to do my intro, because usually people do an intro right at the beginning. I'm going to do it right almost to the end. Okay, so I will show you what exactly I'm doing, and you will be able to model after that. Okay, then finally I will wrap it up. All right, so let's just look at this first. Okay, the questions that I've collected so far includes what content shall I create on social media? Which social channel should I use? What is the right copy headline to use? Which lead generation strategy should I adopt? How to fit value content to my blog post and business page? How come I'm not getting sales at all on my Facebook post? Why is my post or my ad not approved or got suspended by Facebook? Okay, so we will go into um, uh, I'm going to do this completely different from probably what you're going to expect me to do. I will not be providing you answers to each and every of these questions for a very simple reason is that the answers to this are all commoditized. What that means is that you can easily go to your best friend Google, or you can do a search on, for instance, YouTube. Let me just show it to you right now. Okay, here, YouTube. Okay, so do a search. You have tons of people teaching you what you need to do in terms of getting the right headlines, getting the right copy. Okay, so these are commoditized. Tons of people are teaching you how to do Facebook ads, effective Facebook ads. Okay, there we go. Whatever you need are all here. So I don't need to go into another round of teaching you how exactly to do all this stuff. What's more important is that to identify why you're having all these problems, because there's a base, there's a foundation that's lacking, there's an overview strategy that is missing in your business. Okay, so I'm going to give you that perspective. I'm going to give you that access to that strategy. So if you have that and you understand that and you execute that, a lot of these questions are no longer going to be valid. Okay, the answers will come. You will know what you need to do. All right, so this is going to be a perspective extension session rather than giving you answers, because I don't want to give you the fish. I would rather teach you how to fish. Okay, so the answers are basically there are two types. Okay, macro versus micro. What do I mean by that? Let's just take a look at. Let me just give you a quick answers. Macro is the overview, what you need to know, what you need to do, what you need to strategize. Okay, is overall strategy. Micro is your tactics, is the stuff that you need to do, is the execution that you need to perform. Is the Facebook ads, the funnel building, the autoresponder mailing list building, and all those stuff that you need to put into place in order to learn how to, for instance, build an effective capture page, how to write the perfect copy and perfect headlines. By the way, there's no such thing as perfect copy and perfect headline, and things like that. Okay, these are all micro. So what I'm trying to give you an answer to is on the macro side, which is your perspective, your mindset, and your overall strategy. The strategy, this is an umbrella strategy that is going to move you in the right direction without going into your specific traffic strategies. Okay, so another thing you need to know is there are no magic bullets, there are no shortcuts, and there are no secrets. Everything you want to know has been created out on the internet. You can simply just Google them, and there is no one simple silver bullet or magic bullets that will you know, you press that button and all of a sudden you become an influencer. You press that button and all of a sudden you hit your $1 million goal. Okay, there's no such things. And I'll tell you what you need to do later on in order to achieve your targets. Okay, now why I put diamond here is very simple, because I always believe that we should begin with the end in mind. Now, what that means is that you look at what diamond program, what Matt has set up for us to do. We start off with silver, titanium, platinum, and diamond, all right? It's a progression of education, it's a business education. Where do we end up? The ultimate level is diamond. And what does diamond provide us? Diamond basically gives you your own personal branding. Diamond gives you the access to you creating your own products and you positioning yourself as a leader. That's what diamonds delivers for you. Okay, so when you first start your business, you don't have to be a diamond to access all this. You don't have to wait until you attend a diamond mastermind in order for all this to be built for you. Okay, but if you're a diamond, attend the mastermind, and all this will build for you. But you don't have to. You don't have to wait until then in order to begin what you need to do, because all these should have been part of the strategies right from the beginning. Because if you don't know what you want to be, where you want to end up, you're not going to get there. Not even if Matt gives you everything, okay? Including if Matt gives you your own personal product that is branded to you, the 21 step, or gives you a personalized website, which is basically you being the leader, the influencer. But if you don't have the proper mindset, you don't know what you need to do, you everything is given to you is going to be an empty shell. Okay, so the answers is be the leading authority in the social media world. Okay, I'm going to explain a little in more details as we go along. Now, how do we become the leading authority in the social media world, and why social media world? The three answers, the three ingredients to being the leading authority is patience, foundation, and branding. And these are the three things that I'm going deep into. Okay, so in the end, we are going to touch on being authentic. What do I mean by being authentic? What do I mean by being relevant? And what do I mean by being empathetic? You just remember these three words, and it will all make sense at the end of this presentation. Okay, these are important things to remember. Now let's just look at the digital landscape, the environment that we're operating in, and what we are dealing with. Okay. Right, let me just start off with giving you a scenario. Let's just say that we are being mocked, we are being robbed at gunpoint, and the robber is asking us to give up something. Okay, which one would you just give up without a fight, or which one you think twice and you're, oh no, please don't take this away from me? Right, so it's very obvious to me that people place more importance to their mobile devices than the wallet. Okay, take my wallet, please don't take my mobile, because my whole life, everything that I have, including all my credit card informations, including all my contacts information, are all in my smartphone, in my mobile device. Okay, don't take that from me. So it gives you an idea of what type of a different world that we're living in right now. Okay, and I call that the digital landscape. Okay, we all started. I don't know whether you realize this. If you look through the history, you will be able to identify that we all started with the agricultural revolution, and what that means is that during those times, everybody is in farming. Okay, the persons who has the biggest farm and produce the biggest harvest are the richest person in the world. All right, and those are the times where if you have, for instance, a sheep farm, and your neighbor has a corn farm, so you basically do bartering. I bring a sheep in exchange for three sachets of corn, for instance, right? So those are the different era altogether. Then we move into from agriculture into industrial revolution, where from having farms, the richest people in the world now owns factories, because manufacturing has taken over the world. Okay, so those were the times when the industrial revolution basically controls everything, like Henry Ford. like people who can manufacture machineries, the printing press, and things like that. Those are the people who rules the world. Now we have transitioned into the next phase, which is called the information revolution, and we are now living in the information revolution, because that means data, that means internet, that means information. Okay, it's a totally different world. And the internet is basically, we are living through the single biggest cultural shift of our time. Okay, we're living in the internet matrix. If you know the concept of the word matrix, the movie that has a huge cultural influence in our society, the movie Matrix, you will basically get an idea of what that means. So the internet is our matrix. Okay, we are living in a world where basically we cannot escape from the internet. Everything, all the information is in the clouds. Okay, we need access to the internet. And social media is basically the current state of the internet. All right. So you just imagine when the internet first got started, it wasn't meant to be what it is today. It was just meant for a way for the engineers and the governments to communicate with each other. When World Wide Web comes along, it basically presented a visual way to get access to the internet. So that is called the World Wide Web. It's like the first iteration. Then we move to the next stage, which is called the Web 2.0. If you heard of that, so Web 2.0 is the next shift, the next phase of the internet. So right now we are living in a world where social media is everywhere. Okay, I call it the Web 3.0, but some people still call it the Web 2.0. It's just a different reality of the internet. All right, that's what we are living in right now. That's what the millennial, our children, are growing up in. They don't know about the Industrial Revolution. They don't know about the old school way of thinking. For me, I grew up playing. There's no internet. Okay, I grew up playing with marbles. I grew up climbing trees and things like that. And my kid, I have a 6-year-old son. He grows up with mobile devices. All right, so this is the world that we live in. You just imagine that everybody is on the internet. Everybody is consuming content. Everybody is having a mobile devices on their hand, and almost like 90% of the time they are consuming something. Okay, you have seen people that are texting while they are driving, which is illegal now. It has become such a big problem that the law has been passed to make it illegal. You have seen that, when family goes out to eat, everybody is on their phone. Okay, even at home. Like for instance, when a young a teenager wanted to talk to the mom, she doesn't open up her mouth. She just texts the mom and say, "Mom, can you please pass me the salt?" Okay, and mom just passed the salt. You go to any events, everybody is on their mobile devices, because you know what? Not only they are consuming, but they are also creating content. They are also reporting. Okay, you look at people on public transport. The top middle picture as well as the bottom picture. These are two pictures that I have grabbed, depicting life in Singapore, okay, as commuters are waiting and traveling within the tube. Whereas on the right hand side, the middle picture in the center, that's you can see the 100% of people in the picture are consuming on their mobile. And this is a picture of people traveling on the train in Japan. Okay, young kids are growing up with the mobile devices. Universities and schools are giving iPads out to students joining the school as part of the incentive, and also part of the way education is distributed and taught. Okay, and nowadays even parents, even grandparents are already on the internet. All right, so this is the world that we are living in, and this is what basically, it basically summarizes. It's like the twilight zone. People are always sticking their face into the phone. Okay, so the thing to handle this is very simple. You just embrace technology. Why I'm putting this up here is because there are still a lot of people, including some of my downlines, are still refusing to do anything because they're just saying that it's too difficult. I don't have a Facebook account. I don't have an Instagram account. I don't have a laptop. It's just all these are just excuses. It's bullshit. So in order to be effective in this world to build your business, there's only one thing to do is to embrace technology. Okay, the tools will get you where you want to go if you learn how to leverage on them. All right. Now, this is an interesting data point. Every 48 hours, the amount of data that is created is equivalent to the total amount created from beginning of mankind up to 2003. All right, so that's competition for all of us. That means we are living in the world, in the landscape where almost everything that we wanted to do, that means when you're building your business, that means when you're making an offer, know that there are a lot of other people out there making a very similar offer. So the competition is great simply because the landscape makes it easy and convenient for people to create a similar offer, okay, content. And the challenge is this: it's all about getting the attention. It's all about, let me just go back and show this to you again. Everyone is consuming, everyone is stuck to their mobile devices, okay? But how do you get the attention so that instead of them just scrolling through the timeline of the Facebook account, you want to grab the attention so that they stopped where you want them to stop and consume your content, consume your message. Otherwise, your message is not going to reach and it's not going to catch their attention and it's not going to reach out to them. And they are not going to take any action. And this will answer one of the questions where you were asking, how come I'm not getting sales from my post? Because you are not getting the attention. All right. So goldfish has an attention span of about 9 seconds. And would you believe it that we as human being, as a species, has a shorter attention span than a goldfish? Okay, next session is we need to look at what are the success clues that we can leverage on. 3 things that I've identified from people who are really crushing it in their business: patience, foundation, and branding. 3 things you need to do. Pay attention to. Okay, let's look at patience first. Patience means delayed gratification. It means that you must be able to sacrifice the short-term results and not sacrifice the long-term results, because let's face it, anything worth building, anything worth doing, results will not come immediate, because if things come so easy, so immediate, it's not going to last. Okay, so delayed gratification is, are you willing to 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 not spend your money on dumb shit and put that money back into your business so that you can grow the business. Okay, that is what patience means. Do you have the patience to do whatever it takes until you're successful? That means not giving up. That means being consistent in the face of challenges, in the face of having no results, in the face of people doubting you, you doubting yourself. Do you have the consistency to carry on even if you don't have the results? Because know that if you build your business right, okay, you build it with a proper right mindset, with a proper value set, you are going to be able to make it in the long term. So play the long-term strategy rather than the short-term strategy, because the things that we will end up doing, the decisions that we will be taking are very different if your mindset is targeted on the long term, as opposed to when you only want short-term results. Okay, so let's take a look at what these famous quotes are all saying. Patience is bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Okay, don't rush anything. When the time is right, it will happen. Okay, there's no point you stressing yourself up too much. You just need to be consistent and stick at whatever you're doing, and results will come. Okay, so understand that, because nothing happens overnight. Okay, so what are the secrets? The secrets is basically there are no secrets to success. It is the results of preparation, hard work, and learning from failures. All right, so understand this. A lot of preparation goes into place. Even even when you see a success stories of people, like all of a sudden coming out of the woodwork and make 100,000 a month, like that. All right. So, but know that they have been struggling for years before they reach this point. So there have been a lot of preparation, and there have been a lot of hard work. There have been a lot of consistency on their part, which is not visible, which is not obvious. Okay. So, and you need to learn from the failures. One ad that doesn't convert, or one post that doesn't get you the results, the engagement, the registration that you are looking for, doesn't mean that you will not find the answer. It doesn't mean that you will fail. When you fail forward. Okay, you learn from your mistakes, and you move forward, because failures is a prerequisite condition to your success. Without failure, there is no success. Everybody fails. I fail a tremendous lot, even as I'm speaking. Even I've been in the business for a little bit over a year. I still fail a lot. Okay, but being consistent is the answer. So that if you want a secret, that's the secret. Hard work is the answer. Being prepared is the answer. Okay, so let's look at foundation. What do I mean by foundation? You need to build your foundation. All the successful people who has made it has a form of foundation. There's no such thing as you don't work hard, you don't prepare, and you don't learn the necessary skill set, and you will be successful. That means you want to be successful without doing anything. Or maybe you have money, you just throw money at it, and it will be successful. No, it doesn't happen that way. Okay, every single person in MOB that I know of that has great results have a solid foundation. They have worked their ass off. Almost every one of them that I know, that that has given them that foundation for their success to show up. Okay, and it all starts with self-awareness. What do I mean by self-awareness? Work ethics and care, right? These three topics. Now, self-awareness is basically we need to take time out. We need to look at ourselves. We need to do an audit of ourselves to identify the areas of our genius where our passion is. Because look, let's just face it, that you are building an online business. You're going to do this for I don't know how many years. Okay, if this is the business that is going to give you lifestyle freedom, financial freedom, you will want to do this for the rest of your life, or maybe for another 10, 20 more years. Okay, then after that, you can just spend the rest of your life on passive income if that's what you're looking for, at the beach. But before that happens, the 10, 20 years is where you need to put your work in. But before you even put your hard work in, you need to identify what you're passionate about. Because otherwise, if you're not passionate, you don't love what you're doing, you don't love the process, you are going to give up the second, third, fourth, fifth time you face an obstacle. Okay, the 10th Facebook ads that you put up that still doesn't get you the results, you are going to give up. So you got to know what's your purpose. You've got to know what you're passionate at. You got to know what you're good at. and do that, because that will keep you in the game in the long run. All right. So one of the things that you can do is the process of elimination. Meaning, a lot of people, when I say tell them, you got to have self-awareness of what you're good at. Identify that. Is that they don't know what they're good at. Even after being an employee for 10, 20, 30 years, they still don't know what they're good at. One of the way that we can do that is, of course, through the process of elimination. You just list down what are the things that you're not good at. All right. So then it will be easier for you to identify what you are good at. Because if you have been surviving in a job, or if you're an entrepreneur, you are able to keep your business up and running beyond the first 3 to 5 years, you must be good at something. Okay, you just need to identify that and double down on that. SWOT analysis is a business term. SWOT means strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. All right, it's basically an analysis. A profiling system is basically a review of yourself, an in-depth self-audit of. It's basically another way besides elimination process to identify what you're good at, to identify what are the opportunities in the market right now, and what are the threats, the competition that you're facing against, and you deploy your strength against all that. Okay, and once you know what you're good at, that's where you practice and practice and practice until you develop that skill set, until you are a master of that skill. Okay, note something, that everybody who is on the leaderboard in MOB are good at something. They have developed a skill set that has been an identity for each and every one of them. There's no such thing as you are at the top of the leaderboard and you're good at nothing. Okay, so identify that this is your clue. You need to develop skill set. There's no such thing as I come in, I paid a complete diamond mastermind and I'm going to be successful. No, there's no such thing. You want to maintain your success, you want to build a long-term business, you have got to build something. You've got to base that on a skill set. You've got to be good at something. Okay, let's look at the masters within MOB. Steven's brand, so everybody knows that he's the king of Facebook ads, right? When we talk about YouTube, Carolina Milan comes to mind. Mike and Mike, top producing consultants in MOB, uses CPA. Okay, so Alex is very good at follow-up on We Sell Good traffic. Even Chow is a businessman, and he basically remix the whole offer that he has and include a certain promotional bonus marketing with what MOB is offering. Solo Ads King is Tim Donovan, and Icon is basically zero in terms of technology, but her skill set is with people, building relationship, and creating connections with people. That's why she's the queen of warm market. All right. So follow up. King is Marcin. John Chow is known to be the king of blogging. And I have been creating a position for myself, which is related to Messenger bot. Okay, so every one of us, we are actually doing a lot more than what that's been identified with. But know that there is always something that we are known for. Okay, so that is what you need to master. That is what you need to be really good at, so that you become the only logical choice. If, for instance, I'm looking to learn CPA, right? I'm learning to take my business up to the next level, and I know how to do Facebook, I know how to do YouTube, I know how to do solo ads. I want to get into the next level, which are the top producers are doing, which is CPA. Whom do I look out for? The first person to come to mind is, of course, Mike and Mike. Okay, like that. So if you're looking for instance, a mentor who is good at Facebook ads. A mentor who is good at follow-up, we sell good traffic. A mentor who is good at solo ads, things like that. There's so many different traffic strategies, right? But let's just say that you have been in position that you have already paid for a mentorship that has already taught you Facebook ads. When you're ready to take your business to the next level, and you're ready to pay for another mentorship, which is what is happening to one of my friends. Whom do you look out for, right? You're not going to pay for the same 25,000 mentorship and get someone to teach you the same thing, which is Facebook ads. So you're going to look out for a mentor who is specialized in something else. Like, for instance, Alex Ram, who is super good at we sell good traffic and strong follow-up. Okay, so that's what you need to look at, so that you become the only choice available to people when they're looking for a solution. Okay, now during your process of understanding who you are, and during the process of you trying to figure out what's your core strength is, you may find that entrepreneurship may not be right for you, which is fine, because a lot of people are getting into entrepreneurship for the wrong reason. Entrepreneurship has been the hottest thing right now. One of the reasons why is because the market is soft. The job market is super soft. Okay, people are closing down businesses. Toys R Us are closing its business in the States. All right, brick and mortar, a lot of them are also facing great challenges because people are has already moved to online purchasing, online shopping. Okay, so know that entrepreneurship may not be right for you, because one example is that I used to have a startup. I partnered with someone, and that someone is a very high-profile director in a very big consumer electronics company. So he wanted to do something different. Okay, so I partnered up with him, and it's obvious on the second month onwards that he is not suited to be an entrepreneur, simply because he is not willing to do what it takes to make the business a success as an entrepreneur, because his mindset has been developed in such a way in over 20 years that he is an employee mindset. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being an employee, by the way, because being an employee can give you your happiness. You don't have to earn 100,000 or $1,000,000 per year. If you're making 95, 85, $80,000 a year and you're happy, your family is happy and well taken care of, you have already won. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. Okay, entrepreneur is a different beast. It will take you to a different ball game that forces you to do the things that you may not be ready to do. If what you're learning that you begin to find that is so damn difficult, I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to create videos to go on Facebook video. I'm not willing to create video content to help other people, because I'm not good at that. You're not willing to do this and we're not willing to do that, then forget about entrepreneurship. There's nothing wrong with being an employee. Just know that, okay? Because there have been a lot of marketing spin on entrepreneurship. Okay, work 2 hours a day and start making 10,000 a month and 25,000 day, things like that, and you can sit pinata colada at the beach with your laptop and you can go anywhere. Those are all romantic marketing spin. Know also something very important is that people who are successful, people who are crushing it in their business, are all working long hours. Okay, you look at Matt, you look at I'm going to show you a series of a group of influencers and marketers out there. They are working like nobody's business. There's no such thing. None of them are looking for a 2 hours work week, 2 hours work day. None of them are looking for long vacation and not doing anything and just sit down there and wait for the charging to come into the account. No, none of them. Okay, it's a romantic marketing spin. Don't get caught up into that. If you're not willing to do the work, which is basically what we have mentioned before, the work ethics, it's basically you are not right for entrepreneurship. Okay, now we're getting into work ethics, and work ethics is one of the most important things that you need to consider. Are you willing to roll your sleeve up and get your hands dirty to learn something and get things done and take actions? Because if you have big ambition and you want to make $1 million or $500,000 a year, then you have to ask yourself: are your actions matching up to your ambition? Are you doing whatever is necessary? Okay, so like I mentioned before, if your goal is modest, like $5,000 a month, then you don't have to be as aggressive. You don't your work ethics doesn't need to be that strong. Okay, it just need to match your ambition. Now let's look at talents versus work ethics so that we get a little bit more understanding of what the work ethics means. Talent is something that you can, of course, develop, but it's also something that is built into a lot of people. Some people just caught on into certain things very easily, and a lot of people use talents as an excuse. I don't have the talent. I'm not pretty, so I cannot go into Instagram. I'm not talented in speaking, so I cannot do public speaking. I'm not talented in teaching people, so I'm not going to do training for people. I'm not talented in writing, so I'm not going to post anything or do a blog. Okay, those are all excuses. Talents is important because it will get you started off faster if you can identify that talent and you can double down on that. But talent does not match up to work ethics, because you know what? You ask yourself what you can have, what you can control. You can't control your talents, but there's something that you can control, which is work ethics, which is how much you put your effort into your business. That is something that you can control, because in the long run, being having good work ethics will always trump the talented person who doesn't put in the work. Okay, so know that. So put in the work. You've got to get dirty. You've got to do whatever necessary in order to achieve. Okay, because work ethics is the only controllable pillar of success. Okay, then the last thing to look at is care. All right, care is super important, because you know what? You have to give a you know what. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the 2-1-2 degrees concept. Okay, the extra degree. Now, what this means is that a lot of people doesn't know this, so I'm going to explain this to you. What it means is that water boils at water boils at 212 degrees, but it gets hot at 211. It doesn't boil yet. Okay, that means water that the boiling action only happens at 212 rather than 211. Most people are playing at 211 or even lower than 211 degrees. Okay, what happens is when water boils, steam happens. Okay, with steam you can do a tremendous amount of things, because steam is so powerful it can power a train, a locomotive train. So that's what it means. It means all you need to do is care enough to produce the extra effort, the one more degree of effort, and that will stand you apart from everyone else, because no one else goes that extra mile. Everyone is thinking of, what is it in for me? Why do I have to work so extra hard? All I need to do is put in what I think is what I should put in, and that is good enough. Okay, so no one goes the extra mile. The only person that is willing to go the extra mile will always win. All right, so care is the best marketing strategy. Why do I say it's the best marketing strategy? It's because it's going to give you the power to do a little bit more. It's going to give you the motivation to create value for other people. It's going to give you the mindset and the space for you to understand what the market wants, what your clients or your audience or your leads wants, and that will give you the space, the clearance to create the type of solutions and contents that you can give to other people. Because if you don't know what they want, and all you're thinking of is, I have a program I want to sell because you know what? I need the $44.10. Or I need the silver sale so that I can make 1,250. Okay. And my program is good because you know what? That's what everybody says is good. So I'm going to get everybody to come on and buy from me. Right? That's not caring. That's what you're shoving your offer down other people's throat. Is that what other people want? Right? They may not be what people want. So giving other people, your audience, an opportunity to let you know what they want is you caring. You delivering solutions to address their pain points is you caring. Okay. Now, as you compare to the rest of the world, everyone else cares very little. No one bothers to go the extra mile. All you need to do is that. Okay. And you will do a whole lot better than everyone else, because caring is the secret ingredient. All right. So the last thing I want to topic I want to go into is branding. And branding is basically, most people think of branding. We don't need branding, because only the biggest brand in the world needs branding. Coca-Cola and Adidas, Red Bull, those are the companies that need to put money on branding. Why do I need branding? I don't want to brand myself. I don't want to get my name out there so that people knows me. All right? So you don't want that. But branding, you've got to have a different perspective on the word branding. Branding also means your reputation. Whether you're building a reputation or not, it's going to be automatically built as you go out and start building your business. As you build a relationship with people, your reputation will get built automatically. And if you don't control it, it will fall apart. Okay, I don't know whether you are aware of, there are certain people in the leaderboard that has gotten a very bad reputation out there, because all that person is interested is our money, and is not interested in giving value. Although the marketing spin is that he gives a lot of value because he has a tremendous track record, but everybody, I tell you, 100% of the people that I talk to who paid money to get into that program did not get the type of value they were expecting. Okay, that is a reputation being built. And if you're not careful, you will get a bad reputation. And that is going to bite you in the long run. It also means goodwill. Okay, now goodwill will only be built if you are providing value. If you're not providing value, you're not going to have any goodwill. It's like brownie points. And overall, in the long run, whatever you do, people will begin to notice, and you will begin to build a positioning for yourself. So this is another thing. Whether you consciously build that positioning for yourself, or you let the market decides for you. Okay, whichever way, whatever it is, your positioning will solidify over time. People will get to know you for something. Okay, so whether you want to do to control that or not is totally up to you. Brand execution is basically attraction marketing and positioning at play. All right. So all you need to understand is that attraction marketing is the platform where you provide value. You care for your audience. You provide value to your audience. Okay. For the platform, for people to get to know you, to trust you, and to like you. That's attraction marketing. And when you have that, your positioning will solidify, and that's your branding. Okay, so let's look at this guy, Tony Robbins, right? There are tons and tons of motivational speakers out there, correct? So many, but Tony Robbins has, well, besides his big teeth and his big size and his big hands, right, humongous hands, right, he has been known as the only motivator with the tag "I am a firewalker." Right, no other motivator out there, speakers out there, keynote speakers out there, are associated with firewalk. Only Tony Robbins, and that's his positioning. Okay, that's his branding. The number one motivation speaker, a motivator, influencer in the world that has firewalker working for him. So that's something strong. Think about Steve Jobs, right? One of his biggest campaign tagline is "Think Different." Okay, so that tagline alone simplifies and summarizes what he is. That's his branding. That's why he is who he is. He's just completely different from everyone else. He's able to push an idea into fruition where everybody says that he will fail over and over and over again. All right, so that's his branding, that's his positioning, that's his power. Let's bring that into the online world where we have influencers and KOL. Now, the rest of the world, we call them influencers because they are the leaders in their field and they influence other people. In China, they are not called influencers. There's a new term that is called key opinion leaders. They mean the same thing, okay? In our industry, we have Matt Lloyd. Motivation, we have Tony Robbins. Business motivation is Gary Vaynerchuk. YouTube, Casey. ClickFunnels, software, we have Russell Brunson. Marketing, we have Frank Kern. Podcast, we have Amy Porterfield. Real estate, we have Grant Cardone. Okay, these are the people that has already built a reputation and a branding. Their name is their brand. No one remembers the company's name, but everybody follows them and everybody knows who they are. Okay, everybody who's paying attention. And these are the people that you need to start paying attention to because you know what? They are doing everything right in terms of leveraging on social media and the internet to build their brand. Let's look at positioning within Mob itself. I've shared this with you before. All right, positioning, blogging is John. Warm market, Aikun. Solo ads, Tim. Facebook ads, Steven. YouTube, Carolina. CPA, Mike and Mike. We sell good traffic, Alex. All right. So these are the positioning that these people, whether they are building it consciously or not, this has been known and attached to their name. Okay, this is, you can consider that this is the mastery skill set that they have, the superpower. Okay, and every one of them have branded products, self-branded products. All right, so that is basically what brings us back to the topic of begin with the end in mind. One of the things that you need to have is your own product. Okay, and don't worry about having this product because this will be built for you when you go to the Diamond Mastermind. But there are many other ways that you can start building your own product, and I will show you using my own example. Okay, right. So let's take a look at this. There are many influencers out there. So this is basically, let me just go back here. All right, look at this slide over here. Don't be crippled by what you can't do. Worry only about what you can do. Okay, there are many influencers out there doing wonderful, great things. You don't have to worry about all of that. Just focus on your passion. Just focus on what you can do. Just focus on when you care, what are the value that you can create for one person. You build yourself up, you build your reputation up, you build your brand up one step at a time, one audience at a time. Okay, over time, your brand will grow. And that's how I built my own brand that way. Okay, you can ignore the rest, or you can leverage, or you can model after those other influencers that have already made it. Okay, let's just look at this again. Or this is Nike, right? Everybody knows their tagline, just do it. Okay, the way to move forward when you don't know what you need to do, or we have A and B to decide and you don't know which one to choose? Very simple. Just choose one and go with it. Because you know what? If you're wrong, you go back to A. If you're right, you just move on to the next decision tree. All right, it's actually that simple. Don't worry about failing, because you want to fail, because the more you fail, the closer you are towards your getting your success. Okay, authority. Right, this is the last slide before I get into the other section. Now, authority is basically once you have built a name for yourself, once you have created a reputation for yourself, you become the authority in that area. Okay, and you become the only logical choice in your positioning in that area of expertise. So it goes back all the way back. This is where you want to be. Okay, this is where you want to be. But it all starts with everything else that we have mentioned before. It starts with having your patience to develop yourself, to slowly build up what you need to do. Because like I mentioned before, all the successful leaders out there doesn't get to where they are overnight. Okay, they have put in a whole lot of work that we all don't see. So you need to put in the patience. You need to put in the foundation, so that the foundation is basically patience, self-awareness, work ethics. Put in that work. Okay, work like mad. Don't worry about what other people say. Put in the work. If you don't put in the work, you are not going to get the results. Care and work ethics are the only two things that you can control. Talents are not something that you can control. The environment is not something that you can control. Okay, these two. You care enough, you will know what you need to do when it comes to time where you are stuck. Okay, then you need to look at your own branding, because the branding, even you don't have to start now, but you always need to put this in the back of your mind, because like I mentioned before, begin with the end in mind. You need to look at where you want to be. You need to look at what you want to be known for, and well, basically, you've got to start branding yourself, whether you like it or not. At the end of the day, you are either a nobody knows you, or you do the wrong thing, you're going to be known for a bad reputation, and that's your brand, and that becomes your positioning. Okay, so that's what you need to consider. Now, before I move on to the next stage, let's take a break and look at the questions that we have. Okay, so put some questions down here, guys, and I'm going to take a minute's break. I'm going to walk away for a while. Karen, can you take over the Q&A for now? I'll be right back.
Yep, I can. All right, let me just check really fast here and see where we're at. Okay, go ahead and start asking some questions, guys. And when he gets back, we'll have him answer. Let me see where we're at here. How do I go about buying MOB traffic? So one of the websites that we have for traffic through MOB is We Sell Clicks. That's going to be clicks. If you're looking for buyers, it's WeSellGoodTraffic.com. So We Sell Clicks or We Sell Good Traffic. Let's see. Okay, so earlier talking about promoting the I Am Freedom workshops. When you promote the I Am Freedom workshops, you are going to get a lot of impressions. You're going to get a lot of clicks, people looking at your offer, and very little registrations. Now, you know, compared to how many people are actually clicking and looking onto your ad. So it does take a lot of people actually. You know, you do have to include a lot of people in your advertising to be able to hit the numbers that you want. So, but take a look at a couple of the things that you're doing with your ad. if you are sending them to an opt-in page before you send them to the registration page, you might want to remove that step, because for the I Am Freedom workshop, the registration page acts like the opt-in. So that will eliminate them having to, basically feel like they're registering twice, like giving you their email first and then taking them to the registration page. Just send them straight to the registration page, whether that's through mobile or through a funnel that you have created for it. But yes, it does take lots of numbers. So what I would suggest is just using categories or interests that are like business or, all of the, Tony Robbins, someone that is going to have like hundreds of thousands or even 1 million or more people within that group. So that way Facebook can really optimize your ad. Hope that answers some of your question. Okay, so Peter, I only answered 2 questions, so there's still a bunch more.
Okay, I'll get into it. Let me just answer some questions now.
Okay, yep, you're right. Good.
Yeah, you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So let's just go into some questions just because before I get into my example, because I questions and answers sessions I'm very big for, because Q&A is the only is very underrated. Q&A is the only space where you can ask questions related to the problems, the challenge you have on hand, and get answers, and that will give you a more direct value than dry learning. So far, what I've been giving you are just dry learning. These are all theories. When I go into the next session, which is what you're seeing on the screen right now, this is where the rubber meets the road for me. Okay, you will see that's the next level up, rather from dry learning, is where you can see an example of someone executing the theories that we have, the concepts that we have mentioned, they have learned before. Okay, and the last thing to do is when you execute it yourself. That's where the true value comes to you. Okay, let's get into the questions. How do I go about buying more mob traffic? Donovan, this will be send an email to or Skype Karen. Karen will help you with that. Or you can send an email to, not email, support ticket to support, okay? In the recent past, I promoted 2 IMF workshop. Lots of people seen my ads, but not a single lead I got. What is the reason? Okay, this is not the... Well, I'm going to try to answer that. Although this is not a platform to answer that. There are many reasons, okay? I don't know what the number one reason is. It could be your ad is not targeting the right audience. It could be your headline is not relevant to your target audience. It could be you're spending too little money and the competition is just too great, and other people are seeing, the audience are seeing other people's ads rather than yours. It also could be you have a broken link that is not working, that you don't know of. You see, there are tons of reasons, and I can't get into the specific of your ad because I don't know what your ad are. Hey Gibson, how can I get in touch with you by telephone? Okay, not by telephone. You can find me on Facebook. I have already given you the...
Peter,
Yeah?
we'll just skip that part. Don't answer that question.
All right, okay, got it. How expensive? No, I don't want to answer that question also. What kind of traffic can Go Masterclass get? Okay, this one is something that you get in touch with your support. Hello, Rolly. I love listening. Thank you, Judy. Can the Go Masterclass attend Diamond? Nope. How do I begin making money? Well, Philomena, the best thing is talk to your coach. That's the first thing. Learn the 21 steps. Get your foundation right. Okay? Then worry about making money, because otherwise you don't have the foundation for your money to grow. Will you address execution here, or is it in your course? I do have courses, but I'm going to, like I mentioned before, I'm going to show you my execution. How do I sell in person in context? Okay, Gibson, how do I sell in person? No, I'm not going to answer that. I'm so sorry. My quick answer for you is stop selling. Okay, let's get back into the program. All right. Okay, this is my secret to being authentic and relevant. Two of the most important thing, because without being authentic, without being relevant, you're not going to be able to stand out. Plus, you're not going to be able to relate to your audience, and there will no space for people to know you, to like you, and to trust you. Okay, you've got to start your business. When you build your business, you've got to be able to focus on being authentic and being relevant. Let's take a look at that. Now, a lot of these things could be very advanced for you, because I'm one of those people. I know what I'm good at. I know what I can do. I would show you when I struggle and when I've started seeing the light, and things gotten a lot easier. And because of my background, there are certain things that I can do very well. So take the best that you can from what I'm sharing. I'm going to share. Leave the rest, and most important of all, go execute. Okay? How to be authentic? Very simple. Be real, be honest, be vulnerable, and be your word. Being authentic is what Simon Sinek says. He's an influencer. His authenticity is when you say and do the things you actually believe. I have a slightly different version. Authenticity is when you are whom you say you are, when you deliver on your words. Okay, that's being authentic. Be relevant. Now listen carefully to the market, because what you think the market wants, and you start pushing your stuff to the market, is most probably not the market wants. And that's the reason why your stuff doesn't sell. Your post doesn't sell. Your blog doesn't sell. Your pitch doesn't sell, because you are not being relevant to what they want. They don't know you. They don't trust you. They probably don't like you. Okay, this is a hard truth. It happens to me. So you need to stop selling right now and deliver solutions that can eliminate their problems, the pains, and their challenges. That's what you need to do to be relevant. Okay, so this is who I am. I don't want to get too deep into this, because I really don't like to talk about myself. I like to give value. Just look at my milestone. I started in March 2017. Okay, you look at all the stuff that I'm basically keeping track of my own milestones, for the very simple reasons, because these are the stuff that I can leverage on. These are the stuff that I'm grateful for, and these are the stuff that is where I'm building my personal story on. So you should start doing the same thing. Okay. So all you need to do is just, when you do a replay of the video, just stop, pause the video, and you can just look through if you want to go into detail what I have been doing. Okay, I will go into the important part of these slides just a little bit later on, several slides down the road, to bring your attention to what is most important. Okay, now I've been known to be the person who's doing Facebook Messenger bot marketing right now. That's my positioning. I'm the only guys who is. There are other people who are using Facebook Messenger, of course, but I'm the only person who has built a registration bot for I Am Freedom Workshop. That means I'm bypassing my ClickFunnels capture page. I'm going into registration with the help of a bot. I'm also probably one of the very few people who's using a multi-city funnel. Instead of every single city requires one funnel. So instead of managing 10 campaigns, 10 cities, 10 funnels, I'm only managing 10 campaigns, 10 cities, one funnel. Okay, so Facebook Messenger Touchpoint allows me to be really, really effective in me reaching out and providing follow-up, providing reminders, using Messenger as a platform. That's my positioning. That's my value. Okay, this is the multi-city I wouldn't say funnel. This is the registration board that I have built. It looks complicated, but once you understand the concept, it is really simple. And this is what I'm doing. I am Freedom Registration Board. Okay. Now, prior to joining MOB, I was SVP US Creative Services with a fintech startup, a very well-funded fintech startup, with a very pretentious corporate culture. But I was very comfortable there because you know what, I was well paid and I was doing something that I enjoy, and I was really good at my job, and I got recognition in my work. Okay, but everything fell apart when IPO failed because the company was trying to go IPO. Then when the shit hit the fan, and everybody was laid off over time. Okay, so mine, I was laid off twice. Very funny story where one person can get laid off twice by the same company, but I'm not going to get into that. So what happens is that I was let go in January 2017. I'm going to go a little bit fast because I don't want to waste too much of your time on me. And I served 3 month notice, and the company still owe me money. And that was the time, the rock bottom of my life, because I don't have enough. I was struggling financially to put food on the table, to support my family. I have extended families I need to support. Okay, my responsibility on my shoulder is really quite a lot. So that was the time where I really feel that I couldn't find another job, and I was really struggling. I was really stressed out, and it was the lowest point in my life because during that time I was really what's that word? I don't feel like I am productive. I don't feel like I'm growing. I feel like I am decaying. It's really not a very good place to be. Okay, so that's where I was. That was the basically the catalyst of me looking at other opportunities, and that's when I joined MOB. Okay, I came across MOB. Now, what drives me? This guy is my 6-year-old son. His name is Oliver. He's my purpose. He's my why. That means if you don't have a strong enough purpose, whatever you are going to do is the same thing. You are going to fail. You're going to find obstacles. You're going to find challenges, and you give up if you don't have a strong purpose. This guy is my purpose. There is no way I can afford to let myself fail. No matter what I do, I will get up and I will make things work. Okay, so that's how important having a strong purpose is, having a why. Okay, so like I mentioned to you before, I failed many, many, many times. In fact, even up to today, I'm still failing in a lot of my campaigns. Okay, that happens. But what I need to do, what I need to remind you guys to do is be consistent and trust the system. Okay, it took me 6 months to be able to put the pieces together to find my way. I know I'm good at certain things, like when I was doing my self-awareness thing, I know I'm good at this, I'm good at that, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, but I'm not very good at certain things. But for me to be able to put everything together to form a coherent whole that I can move forward with, that I can provide value, that foundation that I can base on, it took me 6 months to put it together. Okay, so that's what I meant by you have got to give yourself enough time. Be patient. But your work ethics must match your ambition. You must put in the work. Okay, so what happens is that I started MOB and I had good results. That results actually came from a mentorship. Okay, so mentorship, I couldn't praise it enough. Mentorship is important if you want to fast results. Okay, so right after the mentorship, my results actually dived. That means it plateaued. And to the point that I was super stressed. I was only worried about sale. I was worried about my numbers, my commission, and all the questions that you guys have asked before that have listed earlier on are all valid questions, because I had all those questions before. Why am I posting something that nobody even likes? There's no response. Why am I putting on an ad and spend so much money with zero registrations. All that I have been through. Okay, and it really, really stressed me out until the point where I came across this guy and read his book. But I didn't read his book. I'm more of an audiobook guy because I can multitask while I'm listening to audiobook. But I bought this book because I love owning books. So this book basically changed my life in the sense that it shifted my mindset to a whole different level. And from that point on, I have tested many things, and I begin to operate my business from a different perspective. Okay, jab, 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 right hook simply means give, 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 then ask. All right, from that point onwards, I stopped selling because every time I post something up on my, in fact, the very first page that I set up, I was so excited about Mob as an opportunity. I started posting my affiliate link, and very quickly that page got banned, and I'm not able to get that page back. Okay, that's Facebook for you. Okay, so this shifted my mentality, my mindset, and the direction of how I operate my business, and that changes everything for me. Okay, so you look at the same slide that I've shown you before, but look at the bottom half, or rather the two-third half, where I have highlighted in black. Now, that was right after I'm executing the concept of jab, 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 right hook. By the way, the title of this training session is jab, 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 and that's where it comes from. It means give, give, give. Okay, which, as you can see here, hosted my first Elite Earners webinar, hosted my second, and then my third, fourth, fifth. This is my fifth, and I started speaking. The opportunity just shows up. I started speaking at Supercharged Summits in Singapore, in Sydney, in Hong Kong, and I'm going to Melbourne in June. Okay, so this is where I'm executing my jabs. This is where I am giving without asking for anything in return, and this is the difference. This is my execution, okay? And what I'm going to show you are all work in progress. There are certain things that I have put in a lot more effort on, or more focus on. It's just because of the situation. There are certain other mediums that I have just started testing. So everything is work in progress. Okay. Now, mob inspiration is something that you can start doing if you have at least a silver cell. Get into a call with, I believe it's Karen, right? Get into a call with Karen and do an interview. Is it you, Karen?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. So contact Karen, let her know that you want an interview. Collect all this, because this will become your very first 15 minutes of fame, or rather 15 seconds of fame, where it shows people that you have results. So you need to collect this, because these are your milestones. These are the little wins that you have that you need to collect, because it feeds you. It all accumulates to your bigger win. Okay, you need all that. Contributions is where you start contributing to the community. Okay, and that's how I started contributing to Elite Earners webinars training. It's how, and then all of a sudden, Matt decides to revamp the Traffic Masters Academy. And if you don't know what Traffic Masters Academy is to me is the prerequisite traffic training in MOOC. Okay, right after your 30 steps traffic course, the next thing you need to go into is Traffic Masters Academy. This is a very good training. It's been updated recently back in February. I think it's released in, if I'm not wrong, it's in March. I had the opportunity to add a module on Messenger bot marketing in Traffic Masters Academy. That's a milestone for me. Okay, MOOC training. I mentioned before, you can access Traffic Masters Academy from your MOOC affiliate support site, and you can also go there and look for Elite Earners archive, and you can see that I have already gotten 4 training sessions there. So this is going to be my 5th. Now, create content. You have to create content. Whether you like it or not, you need to create content, because if you don't create content, no one knows your value. No one gets to receive your value. You understand? You are a nobody. You are basically oblivious to the market. The only way that you can be of a presence, be of value to other people, is by creating content. Okay, and this is how I create my content. In fact, this is my group, and I also create training sessions for my group too, videos. All right, and elite earners training. These are the 4 training modules. Well, it's not training modules. These are 4 topics that I've covered. Branding. I use my Facebook page to brand myself. Okay, and you need to do that. You need to be careful of what you put up there, because you need to be professional. You don't want you don't want to be caught with your pants down with things that you're not proud of. Okay, and that includes your personal profile. Now, this is more important to me is simply because of the messenger bot. My messenger profile, it's linked to my page, so I need to make sure that it looks good. Okay, now page, I have, like I mentioned before, I have a page. How you want to customize your page is totally up to you, but they are, like I mentioned before, success leaves clues. Just look at the influencers, just look at the leaders out there, look at what they're doing, how they are creating content, how they are pushing value out to people. That's what you need to model after. Okay, Russell Brunson's, Grant Cardone, Gary Vee. Okay, there's no shortage of examples for you to look at. Facebook profile is one you need to clean up. It's no longer you're able to really separate yourself personally on your personal profile from your business profile, which is your page. Okay, people, when before they spend money on you, they may try to look for you on. It's easy to find you, by the way, on LinkedIn, on perhaps Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, especially on Facebook. And you want to be the person that they can trust. This is where they find information about you. This is where you need to present yourself properly, even on a personal profile. Okay, no matter how much you want to hide, like 4-letter words and being vulgar is the general nature on your personal profile. And you try to fake it on your page by being professional. That won't do. That's fake. Okay, that's not authentic. Facebook group. Now, Facebook group is a very powerful platform. Prior to 2017, Facebook page has been the platform for building community and supporting fans. Facebook page has been the platform for doing that instead, beginning from 2017 onwards. Okay, this is where you grow your fan. This is where you have followers follow you. This is where you provide value. This is a platform where I build my fan base so that they can get to know me, like me, and trust me. Okay, and these are some of the feedbacks that I've gotten, and I'm also collecting all this because you know what? Sooner or later, I'm going to need to use this on my website. When I have a course, I want to sell a course. When I want to build more trust of people for me, testimonials are very powerful. You can also use LinkedIn, by the way. LinkedIn is a very professional platform. What I want to show in LinkedIn is basically there is an article section. Okay, the article section, if you don't have a blog, this is a great place for you to write your articles, for you to blog, because you can also use the link and post this same link on everywhere else, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook post. Okay, this is where you, writing or creating content in such a way of blogging is a great way for you to show thought leadership. Okay, um, you cannot be a leader by being a follower without um, without valuable thoughts, without valuable contributions to the world. Okay, blogging gives you the platform for you to show how good you are, whether you're controversial or not, whether you are, whether whatever you have to offer are valuable or not. YouTube channel is also something new that I have been getting into. Right now, it's basically for me to share the training videos that I have had done, and also my the place where I'm storing my private trainings for my courses. And I'm going to go into Vimeo as well, because Vimeo allows me to really lock down my private videos. But right now, YouTube is the place. Okay, I'm slowly building a following on my YouTube channel. Okay, blogging, as everybody knows, the biggest king of blogging is John Chow. Blogging is a legitimate way for you to show your thought leadership. Okay, you don't have to have your own website, but you should. Sooner or later, you need to have your own blog, one way or another. Medium, WordPress is one platform. .com is one platform. Medium is another platform where you can blog. I don't like to use all this because you know what? I'm building. I don't want to use the brand Medium. I would like to use my own domain, my own site. Okay, motors is another thing. You know, when you are successful enough, when you have enough results, and you can turn those results or commissions into points, when you begin to earn your motors, that will be one of your success stories that you can use to market yourself. Okay, I haven't achieved that yet. My motors is still in my site. Uh, the thing about living in Singapore, having a car is super expensive, and I need to be super careful about getting into this program, because it will mean I'm going to be, um, probably stressed out for a long period of time, because the lease is about 2-3 years. Okay, and I need to have a very consistent results in order to come into the situation where I can comfortably start applying for the car, getting the car with more motors. But know that this is one platform that you can leverage on, as what Matt has been sharing so far. So many people are achieving success with Mob, and they're getting their cars. Okay, and I started speaking at Supercharged Summits at the beginning of this year, January 2018. I've been to Sydney, I've been to Singapore, and Singapore is coming up again in May. That will be my second Singapore. And oops, looks like Hong Kong. One is Sydney. Okay, so right, so get yourself to to be in a position to be able to contribute back to the community, whatever you know. As long as you have achieved a certain level of results, go and be a speaker. All right, so one of the other thing that I want to share with you about being a speaker is this: don't overthink it. um, the idea of being authentic is that I don't fake it until I make it. I don't believe in that. So I've never in my profile about me, wherever it is, although I had spoken before in my other capacity in my previous jobs, but when I say I'm a speaker in the online business industry, it's a totally different thing. So I've never ever mentioned, because some people say I'm a coach, but they have never coached a single person in their life. All right, and I'm a successful what do you call that, online entrepreneur, but they haven't earned a single commission. So you've got to find your own balance, in the sense that you can envision, that can be your ambition. Okay, that can be your goal. But I would not go as far as telling people that I'm a speaker when I haven't spoken. I'm a successful entrepreneur when I haven't had a successful commission yet, like that. Okay, just be authentic. You can tell them, you can tell people that you have just started, you are still learning, and this is my journey. One of the things about creating content is that you don't have to. The thing about creating content is a lot of people say, I don't know what content to create. Okay, so I can get into that, how easy it is for you to create content, but I'm not going to go into that. If you are stuck with the idea of you have no idea what content to create, you are not the creative type. I cannot create content. You know what? There's another form of content creation called documentation, meaning you document your life as a struggling online entrepreneur every step of the way until your first check, until your first speaking gig, until your presentation of the six figures ring, until you get your mottos, until. Okay, document your journey. That is one way to create content. Okay, that's another secret. Okay, results, the checks, this gives me a little bit of chill because I really don't like to show checks like this. But you know what? People gets you it gets people's attention because a lot of people 98% of the people are not creating the results that they wanted. Only 2% are making it. Those people who are holding the checks up on stage are the top 2%. Okay, when you have results like this, it will help you in your marketing. Okay, I am a funnel hacker. One of my superpower is I'm good at funnel hacking. I'm good at creating funnels. Okay, I have many skill set. So custom branded funnels is something that you will be given when you go to the Diamond Mastermind. Okay, and when I say begin with the end in mind, is I can do things like this already without going to the Diamond Masterminds. So this is another thing that I can create. Now, I'm showing you a multi-city funnel that is different. This is custom. I'm not using the same thing that everybody else is doing because you know what? It's all about me doing something different from everyone else. It's all about me getting attention. Where everyone else is using the same thing, I'm probably one of the very few who use a slightly different or totally different funnel. Custom basic IMF funnel for beginners. This is my single city. This is my multi-city. Okay, and I have also custom training programs that I have just completed training, and I'm turning this into my own product as an online courses. Okay, I'm going to launch this shortly. So this is where okay, this is all about content creation, right? I'm going to give you another tip about content creation. Let me go back here. Okay, the moment you have a training off the ground, imagine that is already content creation. The next thing that you can do, this is the super secret tips that I'm going to give you, is you can imagine that take one of these training that you have done, convert that and transcribe that into words only. Turn that into an ebook. Then you have an ebook. All right. Then what else can you do with it? Strip up the video, turn the training into an audio only, and you will have a podcast. Okay, you combine all of the trainings that you will be doing over time, and you have a full-blown book. That's how you create content. All right, I think I'm getting to the end soon. Okay, these are more of my lead magnets. These are more of the stuff that I can create. Like I mentioned before, I know what I'm good at, and these are the stuff that I can do very easily. The content part itself is a little bit harder because I'm not much of a copywriter, but I can find ways to be resourceful. Okay. So the next thing is, this is another thing that I can do because of what my past record, what I have been doing. Okay, creating creative such as this is easy for me. So knowing what you're good at will come in handy for you. So epilogue, this is the end, and I'm going to wrap up by showing you a very quick 5 minutes video.
I'm going to talk to you about some things I've learned in my journey. Most from experience, some of them I heard in passing, many of them I'm still practicing, but all of them I do. Will have accidentally, almost innocently, put in front of you what is important by process of elimination.
Okay, I'm going to stop because I understand that there is no sound. Okay, don't worry about this. It's just that one of the videos that just showed up as I was preparing for this video. This presentation, and it just useful. It is just apt. It is just the right time because it talks about finding who you are. It's about self-awareness. It's about putting in work. Okay, work ethics. So I just want to share that with you, but I have no idea why it has no sound when I played it. So sorry about that. So let's look into. I'm almost wrapping up. Okay, finishing. Just a few more slides. Your unique value proposition. Okay, your UVP, or rather unique selling proposition, USP. What are you unique at? Is the tools and the tactics and the strategies are all commodities. Okay, most of the questions are all about the tools, the tactics, and the strategies. They're all commodities, meaning you can find the answers on YouTube. You can find the answers on Google. You don't need that. Okay, what I'm covering today are the stuff that are not probably not going to be able to be found on YouTube. Your brand, the effort that you put in, and how much you care isn't a commodity. Okay, you will not be able to tie everything together in a video from YouTube. Okay, that's the reason why I'm creating this training for what it is in this way, so that it gives you a slightly different perspective. It offers you a different opportunity, a different a way of approaching your business. So it has worked out for me, and that's why I'm sharing with you my blueprint. Okay, use whatever is useful, leave the rest, and go execute. It's very important. Okay, and then it's all about getting the know, the like, and trust. Is what branding is all about, what positioning is all about, what caring is all about. That's what you need to do, because when you have that from your audience, you don't even need to sell. Okay, because they already know you, they already like you, and they trust you. The ROI of slamming your audience with sales pitch is zero. That's why you have no sale when you try to pitch your 21-step program or MTTP programs or the Iron Freedom Workshop on your Facebook timeline. Okay, because you have no one knows you, no one likes you, no one trusts you. That is why you have no response. But the ROI of you caring, of you giving value, paying it forward, go that extra mile. These are not the things that usually anyone will teach you. Will be huge in the long run. Okay, because that gives you the platform, the space for other people to get to know you, like you, and trust you. So stop pitching, stop selling. This is the third time I'm repeating this. It's huge. Okay, so this is it. Build a relationship first. Whatever you give out unconditionally. Don't ask people to what they can do for you, but rather ask what you can do for them. Go and make the world a better place. Be a contribution. Start giving. That's what jab is all about. Okay, and life is also about choices. Choose something powerful. Choose something positive. Choose something empowering and enjoyable, and just be a contribution to the world. That's the last message here. Okay, take actions, give, and start making a difference. All right, but you have to go execute. You have to start doing and not thinking, and not being stopped by things like how do I post something, that how to do a headline, how to Google all that. You can find the answers with that. All right, so let's quickly look at questions. Right.
I went through and answered all the questions really fast, so I don't believe that there are any more.
Oh, all right.
Let's see. There might be another one here. For all the IMS, and I have been told we have to make a funnel for each one. So do you want to just review that really fast? Because that's kind of a, how you said that you have one funnel that you just drive everyone, or you just drive everyone basically to the hub site, right? Instead of
no, I have no single formula that works like that. I'm not focused about sales. I'm focused about building who I am, building my brand, and giving value. Okay, this is what I'm doing. I just give. The reason why I'm coming back month after month after month to do the Elite Earners webinar, and you look at how many slides I'm doing, you look at how polished all my slides are, how much effort I put this, I'm giving. That's all I am doing. I am not even trying to sell. But the only thing that I'm doing is, of course, Facebook ads and doing the I Am Freedom workshop, because those are cold traffics. Okay. With my follow-up, I invite them to join my group. The group is the place where I provide value. I provide free training and email marketing as well, and my bot marketing as well. Is where I'm giving value so that they get to know who I am, get to know me, get to trust me, get to like me. And that's all I am doing. I'm not too worried about getting the sales for now, because the sales will come.
And for those of you guys who are wondering about that bot, the bot that Peter has created, we actually did a webinar on that not too long ago. So you can find it at mobaffiliatesupport.com. Just go to the Elite Earners tab. So go to mobaffiliatesupport.com, then go to the Training tab, and then scroll down and find Elite Earners. And you'll see all the webinar replays there. And there's one that's called Facebook Messenger Bot. I don't even remember who it was that did the webinar, but it's a really great webinar, and it will kind of give you an idea of what Peter's talking about. Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So it's called Facebook Messenger Marketing. You can see it right over here. This is it, with the little robots over there. So bot means is a short for robot. It's a short for AI. It's short things word for automation. I'm just basically leveraging on automation, on AI. Okay, bot is huge because all the banks are getting into using bot for support. When you see something pop up at the lower corner of the bottom of a website, and you click on something, and all of a sudden someone will engage with you with automated answers, those are bots. Okay, so let me see what else. Quickly explain. Okay, Donovan, that explains for you. Now the video, I'm going to just show you the slides again. The video you can search here. It's called 5 minutes for the next 50 years of your life. Search it on YouTube. Watch that. It's a great video. Okay, from the voice of what's his name? I can't remember. I can't remember his name. Okay, so that's where you find the video. Okay, so let me see. So it's not there. Okay, I think I have. Oh yeah, how to contact Mob? Very simple. You can go to here. Break it down. QA. Mob support. Whoops. Support at mob.com. Or you can go to mobaffiliatesupport.com. Can you see that? mobaffiliatesupport.com. Click on Mob Support up here. You will be able to access the support page for Mob. All right. How do I begin to make money? You can Google that, Philomena. Or ask the coach. Your coach will help you, because that's what coach are supposed to do for you. But you have to execute. It's your responsibility and your accountability to be responsible for your own results. All right. So thank you, guys. If there's no more questions, I'm going to hand back to Karen. Karen, back to you. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. You did an awesome job. Didn't he do a great job? I love all of his webinars. That's why we have him come on so often, because he's amazing. So thank you so much, Peter, for coming and doing this again for us. You are truly amazing and so inspiring, and it's been wonderful. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in and being a part of the webinar tonight. Thank you, Peter, also for all of your hard work and prep on this series. And you can see all of our Elite Earners webinars if you go to mobaffiliatesupport.com under Training and Elite Earners. That's where we keep all of the replays. Yes, you will have a copy of this, video as well. That will be there within a few days, so you can check there. All of our Elite Earners are held on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern or Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern, and you can get the registration link. It's usually emailed to you, but you can also look at your daily training calls calendar at mobeoffice.com, and that's usually where we keep the links to. So hopefully you'll tune in on Thursday. We've got another great event, so tune in and hope to see you then. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night or day wherever you are. Thanks, Peter. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a great day.